Welcome back to NinjaMania 2026. This is the 9U Open Division. We are starting it off with Gus. Gus is our first runner of the 9U division. Gus Farerodetski makes his way through the ropes, stumbles a little bit, but he regains balance back on the original platform, swings, and he makes it onto the wooden beams. Shimmies his way across, swings, and he is unable to get to the second one. We'll be fine. Move on to the rings. Day one of 3 days of NinjaMania here at the Caledonia Fairgrounds. Once again, this is Gus starting us off here. Sliding down the zip line to the cargo net. Gets a hold of it. Swings underneath it. Can he stay above? He is able to. Very well done by him. Shimmies his way down the platform. Jumps across. Unable to quite make the platform there. He is on to onto the hoops here. Just barely missing that second hoop. That one has been a struggle all day for these competitors. Onto these metal poles. This is very tricky as he has to maneuver it underneath and get a hold of onto the next one. Will he be able to regain it? Very well done there. Shimmies his way down the next one. On to the final metal pole. Approaching the wooden pegs. Has to get himself repositioned a little bit because he is turned the opposite way. Trying to gain a little bit of momentum to get up to the pegs. Not easy as you do have about of a foot gap between your hands and those pegs. It's much easier going straight from that bar. He's into the pegs here. Now for the pegs, he has to have the precision to make sure that when he takes one out, he's putting it directly in. Otherwise, you will lose your balance. Well, he's barely got it on the on his other side, but he does have it there. You can see him maneuvering his way across there, approaching the end of the pegs. Only 3 more holes left to go there. This one is very... Oh, well done by Gus there. Very well done by Gus there. Now we see Jace Perau on the blocks, ready to get going. He'll be our second competitor here. We apologize for the delay there, but we're about to get right back into it here. Once again, this is Jace Perau on the starting blocks. Crowd gives him a Warm applause there. Across the planks onto the rope. Swinging onto the first platform, turns around. To the second platform he goes. Well, a little bit of a stumble there. Oh, can he? That's unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. He moves onto the wooden beam. Slides his way across. Repositions himself. Gains momentum. Just misses out on the second one beam. He moves on to the rings here. Jace will be our second competitor here in the 9U Open division. We'll start it off with the novice, 9U Open novice division, and then we move into the intermediate and finishing off with the champions. Will be a little bit of a break in between each of them. Well done there by Jace to keep his balance underneath the cargo net. He moves along to the rings. Gains momentum. And here he goes. Oh, so close, so close. Moves along next to the wooden bars. Or sorry, not the wooden, metal bars. Shimmies his way across a little bit there. Just has to reposition that second one. Very difficult if you don't have... If you start to lose a little bit of strength, gaining that back is very difficult to get it onto the... to hook it onto the bar. He's onto the final bar here. He's going to have to kind of reposition himself so he can get to the pegs. He's put himself onto the one of them. Oh, just missed out on the pegs. Starting back at the pegs here. Jace is through 4 pegs here. Just over halfway through. Not a bad time whatsoever by Jace. And he's onto the final platform. Oh, and just misses. Nothing to be disappointed about there. Valiant effort there by Jace. Words of encouragement from his coach. Next up, we have Noah Saint Sire. No, it's just about to get going here as I just look to get some information correct, it appears. No, will be runner 3 of 13 in the Open Novice Division. 9U Open Novice Division, that is. Here he goes. Makes his way carefully through the wooden plank. Shimmies up to the pole. Slides around to the rope. Oh, can he regain his balance? Well done there by Noah. Very well done. Oh, ooh. Just regroup. Gets a little information from his coach. And then reclaims that. Very well done there. Shimmies his way across the wooden beam. Now he's got to gain some momentum here before crossing over. He's going to swing. Here he goes, and just missed out. Unfortunate there for Noah, but he'll start up at the rings. Just misses out on the rings. He will be at the zip line. Slides his way down right to the cargo net, and he grabs a hold of it. Holds on. Has his foot a little bit looped around there. Swings under. Can he gain his balance? Very well done there. Slides across onto the PVC pipe. Unfortunate, but very well done. Very nice try there by Noah. Onto the rings. Very difficult one here. Just misses. Next one up is the hanging metal pole. Hooks his right arm under. He's going to have to swing it up. Not an easy feat to accomplish. He's giving it a valiant effort, and he gets back on. Very well done there to find his way back onto the one. Great effort there from Noah, though. And we will see him on to the pegs here. Shimmies across the metal bar. Grabs a hold of the pegs. Getting a little information from his coach before he gets into this final one here. A very difficult one. Oh, the pipe gets away from him. He's going to have to swing here. He's going to have to get momentum. And here he goes. Oh, so close, so close. Very good effort from Noah. Nothing to be ashamed of. These are not easy obstacles. Words of encouragement from his coach. Over on the starting block, we have Kaden Mallalerie. Kaden Mallalerie. Kaden will be our 4th competitor here in the 9U Open Novice. 13 runners in Novice. Then we move along to the Intermediate, where there will be 10. And then we finish off with the Champion, where there will also be 10. And here goes Kaden. Makes his way across the balance beam. Onto the pole. Shimmies way up. Gonna have to grab a hold of the rope. He gets it. Can he make it to the platform there? A little stumble. He gets back up on the platform. Oh, unfortunate. But just gotta get right back out there. Shimmies his way across the beam. Gonna have to reposition his hands here before he is able to swing. He does it nicely. He's gonna have to get some nice momentum here. Just misses. Coach Pat has been a great coach for many of these competitors throughout today. From all the way from the adult division throughout, all the way down to the 7U. We have seen him helping out many competitors here. Kane will just miss that one as he's going to start off at the zip line. Grabs hold and he's going to slide down to the cargo net. Grabs a hold. Can he maneuver his foot under? He is able to nicely. Very well done there. On to the next one. Now we head to the PVC pipe. Not an easy task here. All about center of balance. Ooh. And he gets right back up. Very tricky here on the rings. Swings. Gains momentum. And he's going to go for it. Oh, he's got nice momentum here. Oh, just couldn't quite get there. But he moves along to the hanging bar. Shimmies his way across. He's going to have to really throw that right arm up to get it onto the next one. He gets himself a little spun around. But he gets back. He gets back nicely there. He's going to have to take that right hand off and really just throw it up onto that next bar, because it's a couple inches higher. Very tricky. He moves along to the final 2 obstacles here. We have the pegs. He's going to have to get himself spun around a little bit here so we can... Oh, unfortunate there. He drops the peg, but we move along to the final one. The sliding metal bar. Very tricky obstacle here. You have to maneuver your hand such that it doesn't move too much when you first get onto it. He is on, though. He shimmies his way across to the first one. Can he get over it? He's over on his left hand. Can he get over on the right? And he's able to get over. Keeps it going. And that will do it for the run. Unfortunate. Very well done there by Kaden, though. Move along to our next competitor. This is Oliver Meyers. Once again, this is one of 3 different rigs we have here at Caledonia Fairgrounds. This is the 9U Open Division, but we also do have 2 others going on. We have the young adult males going on, as well as, I believe, the 11U males as well. Oliver is across the first set of ropes, swings over to the second one. He's going to grab a hold of the wooden beam, shimmy his way across. He's going to have to reposition his hands a little bit here. Oh, he's going to... Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just going to try to gain momentum and go for it. Oh. A little bit of a different technique there. He's going to get up to the metal bar. That roar of the crowd was from the 3rd rig, where I believe we just had maybe a perfect run. Oliver's going to make his way to the zip line here. Shimmies, shimmies. Nice. He's going to have to move his second hand. He gets it. Very well done. He slides across to the cargo net. He's going to have to move his left foot there, unhook it, and get under. And he's going to be able to. Now to the PVC pipe. Always a tricky one. And he's onto the platform, to the next platform, and now onto the rings. The rings have always been a tricky one for pretty much everyone today. Gains momentum, and he's going to go for it, and he just misses. Shimmies his way up the rig and onto the hanging metal pole across the first one. Once again, he's going to have to take that right hand off here and just kind of throw it up onto that next one, which is a couple inches higher than the first one. Almost had it there, and he's able to get it. Well done from him. He's going to have to now get his second hand. Very well done as he shimmied down the right hand to make room for his left. Now, he has to get over to the final bar here. Left hand is over. He's going to have to unhook it and on to the final bar. Now, before he gets to the pegs, he's going to have to kind of 180. He's going to gain momentum, just misses out on the peg. Starting back at the pegs. He has his left hand on. Going to grab a peg with his right. Now, this is going to be tricky because he's stuck on one side right now. Is he going to go for it all on one side? He just misses that. We move on to the final obstacle here. His right hand. Oh, don't get hit by the bar. He's all good. Big smile on his face. Coach making sure he's all right, but he's got a big smile on his face. Back at the starting docks, we have Caleb Henderson. We have a couple Calebs here in a row. We have Caleb Henderson and then followed up by Caleb Solomon. And off goes Caleb through the balance beam to the pole. Shimmies his way up, and oh, unfortunate, but he makes his way across to the second platform. Slides down. Oh, could not quite get onto that second platform. That's all right. He's onto the wooden beam now. Maneuvers his hands nicely. Now he's going to have to gain some momentum here before he does his jump. Just misses out as he is onto the metal hooks. Just misses the metal hook. He's going to start it off at the zip line. Grabs a hold of what appears to be a banana-shaped zip line, it looks like. He's onto the cargo net. He's going to have to maneuver his way under. You can see his left foot is a little hooked there, but he is going to just miss the platform. That's fine. We keep it going here onto the PVC pipe. Oh, hopefully he's all right. Oh, he's fine. He keeps it going. Gets right back up onto the next one. Swings back and forth. Ooh. Slips a little bit there, but he's right back up once again, heading to the hanging metal bar. He shimmies his way to his left. He's going to have to really take that right hand off, throw it under. Will he be able to? Going to have to gain some momentum here. Just misses. He will start at the pegs. Couple pegs down. Shimmies that third one in. This one's a longer obstacle, as it requires a large amount of upper body strength. You got to be able to have the endurance to keep it going. Just over halfway through the pegs. On to the final obstacle is Caleb. He's going to have to gain a little momentum before getting onto that metal bar. He's got his right hand on and slips off. But he hits the buzzer. Big smile on his face. What a fun day for all these kids. A day off school to come out here and test their luck on some obstacle courses. Up next is our second of two Calebs. Caleb Sullivan is on deck now. We have Caleb Solomon is off to the races here. Moves his way over to the pole, shimmies up. Grabs hold of the rope. Caleb Solomon will be the 7th runner here in the Open Novice, 9U Open Novice division. Cannot quite make it to that second mat. That's all right. He's going to be on the wooden board, shimmies his way across. Going to have to reposition his hands a little bit here. And he has it. Can he get the momentum to get to that second? Oh, he had his hands there. Just couldn't quite get it. That's fine. We'll move along here to the metal rings. Gaining momentum. Swings to the ring. Can't quite get to it. He's going to pick it up at the zip line. The banana zip line. Slides his way down to the cargo net. He's going to have to get his hands over to the net. Gets his left hand on. Slides his right hand. He's going to have to move his legs down and under the net without touching the ground. He's got his knees up. Going to have to swing his legs across, and he has his left foot touching. He's going to head his right foot. He's going to have to swing across, and he gives very well done there from Caleb. He is onto the pipe, shimmying down. He made that pipe look easy there. Jumps onto the first hook. Gains momentum, and he's going to swing. Ooh, well done there from Caleb. On 1 down, 2 to go here. Going to have to swing his left arm onto this. He's got it. Gains momentum. And he's on to the next one. 1 left. Can he complete the rings? The first competitor of the Open to complete them. And he has done just that. Very well done here from Caleb. Gets onto the hanging bars now. This one is no easy obstacle. It takes some technique to really, once you get to that second bar, to get your arm under and over, and then have to move your right arms to make room for your left. It's not an easy task, but he's making it look easy as he is onto the final bar. Shimmies his way to the middle. Gonna have to reposition himself because he is facing the other direction. He gets onto the 1 bar. Swings back and forth. Onto the first peg. Well done out here from Caleb. He's had a great back half of this obstacle course. You're going to have to take out that right peg and move it forward. And he does just that. Oh, he cannot quite make it there. That's completely fine, though. He's looked great here in this competition. Unfortunately, time did not allow for him to complete it. That is completely fine. Very well done there from Caleb. Our next competitor will be Vincent Dubois. Vinsanity on the back of his shirt. I like that. I like that nickname. Once again, this is our 9U Open Novice division. This will be our 8th runner out of 13. We'll then take a short break and then be right back with the 9U Intermediate. we have currently our other rig going on right now is the Young Adult Open on Rig 2 going on. All of these other competitions will be available to watch on the same YouTube channel you are watching this one on. All right, just waiting for Coach Pat to get us started here. This is Vincent Desbois, Vinsanity, as it says on the back of his shirt. He will get going in just a second here. He will be the 8th competitor. 4 more remaining after him. Sorry, 5. 5 more after him. This will be give it up for Vincent here. And he will get on through the balance beam onto the pole. Shimmies up. Gonna grab hold of the rope. Slips, and he's gonna make his way over to the platform. Swings forward. Can't quite grab the platform, but that's fine. He's back on the other platform. He's going to move back. Gonna have to gain a little bit more momentum here. Unfortunate, just couldn't quite get there. That's fine. He moves on to the wooden blocks. Shimmies to his left. Just couldn't quite maintain his grip there. And he moves on to the metal rings. Changes his hand position, gains a little momentum, and swings, just misses. Next obstacle up will be the zip line into the cargo net. Swings down, and he's going to grab a hold of it. He loops his left foot in, right foot in. Now he's going to have to maneuver his hands down and swing under. I'd say this is more tricky than if they had to go over. Because under, you're very close to the ground, and you can't touch the ground. Unfortunate for him there, but he is onto the platform. Onto the PVC pipe. Shimmies his way across. I tell you, if I was doing that PVC pipe, I'd be terrified of falling backwards. None of these kids seem... They're all determined. He's on that first ring, trying to gain a little bit of momentum to swing to the second one. And here he goes. And, oh, he almost had that. The ring was right there. Moves up the rig to the hanging metal bar. Moves across to the next one. Unhooks his right hand. He's going to swing it up. Just misses. Second attempt. Unfortunate. But we move on to the pegs now. Going to get a little boost up to the platform. On to the second peg. Can't quite maintain his grip, and we move along to the final obstacle. Gets a little words of encouragement from his coach before this final obstacle, which is the moving metal bar. Seen different techniques on this one. Some people go faster, some people go slower. Very good run there from Vincent. So he'll finish his run back on the starting blocks. We have Evan Stran. They're just going to have to quickly put back together the obstacle course for him. And he looks ready to go. Once again, this is day 1 of 3 days here at the Caledonia Fairgrounds. Tomorrow, I believe we will have speed trials, followed by Sunday, the race. Evan is off to the races here. Onto the rope. Gonna shimmy up, and he maintains his balance. Very well done there. That was impressive. One shot right across the second rope onto the wooden beam. This seems to be the go-to technique here because don't really want to be swinging in the opposite direction. Can't quite grasp the second wind beam. He swings to the... He's going to pick it back up at the zip line. Gets right into it. Has his left hand on it. He's going to have to. He's going to try to get his feet, and he does. He hooks them in nicely. You don't want to hook them in too much, because otherwise getting underneath is not going to be very easy. His right foot is just about at the platform. He's got it. Can he unhook his left foot? Now he's just got to let go of his hands and not fall backwards. Well done by Evan. On to the PVC pipe here. Shimmies his way across. Almost loses balance. Oh, can't quite make it to the platform. Now onto the hardest obstacle of this course. The swinging hooks. Swings. Unhooks. And oh! Valiant effort there from Evan. He was able to get the hook across, just couldn't quite get the... Could not quite get the hold on after he got the hook across. Shimmies his hand down and gets the second hook on. He's going to have to unhook probably, yep, his left hand there. He's going to have to shimmy it down. And he doesn't. This is a new technique. He has one hand going either way. And this might benefit him because now he's facing the correct direction for the pegs. Unfortunately, cannot quite grab the pegs, but he'll start right back there. Jumps up, grabs the pegs here. Gonna get going right into it. None of these obstacles are particularly easy. All of them have different levels of difficulty, or different variants of difficulty, so they're all difficult in their own manner. As he is on to the final obstacle. Has to get over the first barricade there. He's going to have to kind of lift it up either on both sides at once or on one side at a time. He goes back a little bit on his right. He's going to have to... And he's over on the left. Oh! Very close. Valiant effort there from Evan. Back at the starting blocks, we have Luca Gaspick. Luca shimmies across the balance board, and he's off to the races. To the first platform, swings his way across to the second one. Can he quite make it there? Ooh. Gets a little advice from his coach. Will it help? Ooh, almost did. Unfortunately, cannot quite get his hands onto the board, but he moves onto the wooden. Now this is a different technique. This is mid-air changing direction. This is very tricky, and he loses his balance, unfortunately, but he gets it going right onto the metal poles. Swings to the yellow hook. Just misses out. And moves along to the banana zip line. Slides right into the net. He's hanging on. Can he unhook his left foot? He's got his knee kind of in there. Gets both feet to the platform, and well done there by Luca. To move along. PVC pipe is up next. Cannot quite hold his balance. Next up is swinging hooks. Swings from the first one. Can he hook it on? Unfortunately, not able to. But he hustles over to the hanging metal pole. Great crowd here today to watch the NinjaMania 2026. This is, once again, Luca Gaspick. He is on to the wooden pegs. He's going to have to get the second peg in, and he just loses his balance a little bit there. That's fine. He moves over to the final obstacle, has his hand already on, and just can't quite hold his balance. He hustles it off. Well done there from Luca. Back at the starting blocks, we have Chad Denome. Huge cheer just went up from the second rig, where we just saw a flawless run. Very impressive over there. If you would like to check out that stream as well, we have that one on our YouTube channel here. Back on rig number one here. It is Chad getting ready to go. Once again, coached by Coach Pat. Chad makes his way through the first couple obstacles. Grabs a hold of the first. Can't quite make it to the platform. You start on the first platform. Swing across. Can't quite get it there, but he back to the first platform. Once again, just misses out on the second platform. Lots of cheers, I'm sure you can hear over at that second rig. Back here on the first one, we still have here, this is Chad, once again, this is the 9U Open Novice Division. Chad is our 11th runner here in this division. He's going to start off here at the banana, slides his way down, hooks onto the, he's going to have to maneuver his way down and under. Oh, can he hold his feet? Well done there by Chad to avoid having his feet clip the ground. I like the idea there of going back and just resetting there. You know, if you realize something's not quite going right, you just take your time and reset. And now he's on the swinging hooks. And here he goes. Oh, very well done there to get get the hook on. He just could not quite hold on. The hanging metal bar here. He's going to have to take his right hand off, swing it under, and up onto that second pole. Can he do it? He is able to. Now he's just going to have to move it down slightly to make room for that left hand. And there he goes. Down the second one. Going to have to do kind of the same thing on the third one. Not quite as difficult because you're not going up. You're going down a little bit. The tricky part with this one is that if you put your hand this way, you're going to put yourself in a more difficult spot for the pegs because you're going to be facing the opposite direction. Speaking of the pegs, we are moving along to the pegboard. He's going to get his left hand onto that first peg. Sorry, right hand. Swing that right hand over. Going to have to hook that one in. Gets it slightly in there. Gonna have to. Can't quite keep the momentum going. No, that's fine. We move on to the final obstacle. Final obstacle is, of course, the moving metal bar. Very tricky obstacle. Ooh. Great run there from Chad. Back over on the starting block, we have Maxim. Maxim Padmarden. Maxim is our second to last competitor. I do believe we'll have, in between the novice and intermediate, we will have a slight break. And then we'll get right back into it. Only 10 runners in the intermediate division. Maxim's getting some words of advice here from his coach before he gets going. Here goes Maxim. And he is off to the races. Done through the first obstacle. Shimmies up the pole. I'm going to have to swing on this rope to get there. Oh, and he can. Well done by him to keep his balance and hold on to that platform. First tries it onto the next platform. He's going to move his way down the board. Going to change his hand positioning. Gain some momentum. And swing. Can't quite make it over there. But he will hop up onto the metal pole there and swing across to the metal hooks. Gain momentum. Here's his jump. Gets his hand on there but cannot quite grasp it. He's at the zip line, swinging down. Hooks his left foot in and his right. Tricky. You're going to have to keep his legs off the ground. Well done. Onto the PVC pipe. Once again, very, very tricky obstacle. Well done. And he skips the platform right over to the red one. Onto the hanging. Gains momentum, swings back and forth. And he's going to swing a little bit too much and he falls off. But he's over at the hanging metal pole. Shimmies down. Gonna have to swing that right arm up, and he does. Makes it look very easy. Shimmies down the second pole. Gonna unhook his. Now, I really liked what that one competitor did. That was also a very good maneuver as he manages to move both of them into a position where now he's facing the completely right direction. The other one that I liked was when they put one on either side. It also puts you in a very nice position for this obstacle here. He will start at the pegboard here. Both of them are on one side. Now you can choose to go down the one side of the pegboard if that is easier, or you can choose to go alternating one side to the other. Once again, this one is all about endurance because it's a long pegboard to have your upper body strength of maintained through this. About halfway through the pegboard. Can he get that one in? He can. And you want to make sure before you start to hang on one of them that it's properly in there. Only 3 left. He's making this look very easy. Two left. This is the final one. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for the platform. Very well done. Onto the platform. Onto. Cannot quite grab the metal pole. Very well done there from Maxim, though. He should be proud of that effort. His coach is telling him just that. Back on the main platform, we have our final competitor from the 9U Open Novice Division. This is Sullivan Armishaw. the final competitor, 13 out of 13 in this 9U Open Novice Division. Give it up for Sullivan, moving his way through that balance beam, shimmying his way up the pole. Onto that platform. Gonna just slightly miss the second platform. It's completely fine. Maintains his balance back on the first one. Moves across. Cannot quite get there. Gonna have to swing back a little bit to gain a little bit more momentum. I believe he was able to get that on there. Move his hands down. He's gonna have to slightly change his hand direction there. Swings backwards. He's preparing for a jump here. Just misses out on it. He picks it back up at the metal rings here. On the first yellow metal ring. Swings to it. Just misses it. It'll be over at the banana that we'll see him. Banana zip line into the cargo net. He hooks his feet around nicely there to kind of maintain his balance. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite maintain his balance enough. That's fine. We pick it up over at the PVC pipe. Onto the pipe. Very tricky, kind of subtle obstacle. What a play there from Sullivan. He kicked the pipe ahead and then jumped onto it in one fluent motion. Very impressive. Swings and can't quite make it to that second ring. He gets right back up and over to the hanging metal pole. Shimmies to his left. Gonna unhook the right hand and swing it over. Beautifully done. He just has to shimmy his way down to his right now. Now, what will his strategy be here for facing the right direction for that peg? Is he gonna go around the back, or is he gonna? He's gonna be facing slightly to the wrong direction. Cannot quite hang on there, but it'll pick it up back at the pegboard. Here he goes, 3 pegs in. He's gonna unhook his right hand and get it into the next peg. Can't quite make it to the end of the pegboard, but he'll pick it up at the final obstacle. He's gonna have to get going here. Pulls the metal pole towards him. Gets his left hand onto it. And the metal pole's a little bit further away now. This is gonna be a very tricky jump. Can he do it? So close. Great run there from Sullivan to cap off our 9U Novice Division. That'll be our final competitor in the 9U Novice. We will step aside for just a quick second here as we get ready for the 9U Intermediate. And we are back with the intermediates, the 9U Open Intermediate. Up first, we have Remy. Remy is the first of 10 competitors here. Can't quite get on to the next board. Swings to the first hoop. Gets his hand on, but it cannot quite hold on. Swinging down the zip line. Gets his hands onto the net. Hooks both his feet under. Well done by Remy there. He's going to shimmy down onto the pipe. Maneuver his way across. Very well done to keep his balance. Remy is looking very good here so far in this run. Well done to get onto that next hook. Positions his hands. Swings back and forth. Gain momentum. And he's on to the final one. 2 out of the 3 of them. He's getting himself a little twisted there, but just can't quite make it to that final pole. Makes his way up the rig. A little bit of a different strategy here. He's trying to throw the left hand up and over onto that next pole. Remy moves to the final obstacle here. Shimmies down. Has to keep both sides relatively close. Can't quite hold on. Well done there from Remy. Back at the starting blocks. We have our next runner. This is Nathan Quo. Nathan is off and running on the balance beam. Gains momentum, swings to the first platform, can't quite hold on there. Gonna get a little bit more momentum swinging back and forth. Unfortunately, cannot gain enough. He'll pick it up at the the first platform. Swings across to the second one. Gets his feet on, cannot quite hold on. And then he makes it on his second attempt onto the wooden beam. Nathan is under the net and moving over to the pipe. Shimmies his way across. Making it look easy. Gonna swing back and forth here a bit. Getting a little bit of momentum. Well done. Makes quick work of the second one. Can't quite hold on to the third one. Very good effort there from Nathan. Oh. 'And Nathan makes his way across the pegs. Brings his left hand out. Three pegs remaining here. He's going to get a little bit of momentum to try to get to that platform. And he makes it. Final obstacle now for Nathan. This is going to have to really shimmy his way across. Making it look nice and quick. Cannot quite hold on there. Very well done there from Nathan as he finishes up his run. Back at the start, we share our next competitor. This is Tristan Semon. Tristan is off and running here. up onto the ropes. Cannot quite hold his balance on the second one. Jumps halfway across the board there, wasting no time. And then makes it quickly across the next board. Swings, cannot quite hold on to the hoop. He's going to start over at the zip line. Slides down into the netting. Holds on. Starts to go over, but he's going to be going under this one. Cannot touch the ground, and he does not. Holds his balance. Gets onto the platform. Moves to the second platform. Onto the pipe. Tristan is over onto the hanging metal bar. Swings his right hand over and his left hand. Shimmies down. Left hand first. And his right. Onto the pegboard here. Tristan's onto the final obstacle. Shimmies his way down. Well done. And he hits the buzzer. Nicely done from Tristan there. This is Eli Halam making his way across the first wooden board. It's a little momentum here. And he's going to swing. Cannot quite make it to that second board. He's going to pick it up at the end there. He's going to swing. Going to have to flip his hands there. Nicely done. Gain some momentum. Grabs onto the first hoop. Swings. Grabs a hold of the second one. And he's got it. And he's got the zip line. He's going to have to let go with his left hand and make his way across. Nicely done. Gets his way under the cargo net onto the pipe now. Very focused on keeping his balance, and he does. Nicely done. Moves along to the Eli is over on the hanging metal bar. Swings his right hand over. Misses it the first time. Regroups back on the original bar. Gets some momentum. And he makes it over. Well done. Shifts down. Cannot quite hold on onto the pegboard. He holds on, makes his way across. Only a few left here. On to the final obstacle. And he unfortunately runs out of time. Great effort there from Eli. This is Zach making his way across the ropes here. Zach Aenstein moving across the wooden board. Gonna get some momentum. Can't quite make it to the second board. He's going to pick it up at the rings. This is our fifth competitor of the 9U Open Division, Open Intermediate Division here at NinjaMania 2026. Zach is on to cargo net. He makes his way under. Gets his left foot and his right foot on. Shimmies down the platform onto the pipe. Holds his balance. Cannot hold it the entire way, unfortunately, but he's onto the rings. Swinging across. Makes it onto the first one. Very well done. On to the next one. Second one here. And he makes it. One more to go for Zach. And he gets it. Crowd loves it. Climbs up the rig. And he makes his way across the pipe. Onto the second metal pipe here. Slides his way down. Gonna look to position his hands here. Shimmies his way down. Gonna have to get himself turned around a little bit here. Unfortunately, cannot quite hold on. He picks it up at the pegboard. Moves over to the moving metal bar. It gets away from him a little bit. He's going to have to make a jump. Cannot quite get there. Great effort from him. He almost got it. Back on the starting blocks, we have our sixth runner here. This is Benjamin DeYoung. Four runners that left after this. This is Benjamin DeYoung making his way across the wooden board. Swings onto the second one. Gains momentum. And can't quite hold on to the hook. Swings down the zip line to the net. Onto the net. He's going to go right under it. Going to have to unhook his right foot there. And he will. Makes his way to the second platform and onto the pipe. Same kind of strategy there as we saw earlier. Kind of kick it ahead and then just use it as a stepping stone instead of trying to balance your way on it. Onto the swinging. Cannot quite hold on there as he's going to make his way to this hanging pipe. Shimmies his way across. Hanging on. Cannot quite hang on long enough there. Onto the pegboard. Gets his left hand up. Gonna have to position his hand through each one of these. And he moves on to the final obstacle here. This is it. This is the moving metal pipe. See if Benjamin can make it through this one here. Very tricky obstacle. He's onto the pipe. Cannot quite hold on. Great effort there from Benjamin. Our next competitor is going to be Leo Caposi. He'll be runner number 7 in the 9U Open Intermediate. Leo Caposi, our next competitor here, onto the ropes, makes his way across, onto the wooden board, shimmies to the left. And he holds on. Well done there from Leo. Makes his way across. Cannot quite get his left hand up there to that. He's onto the zip line and into the cargo net. And he's going to swing his way under. Bounces his way across, tries to jump it, cannot quite make it to the platform. Swinging hooks here. Let's see how he does on the hanging metal bar. He shimmies down to the final bar here. This is Leo Caposi, our 7th competitor here in the intermediate 9U Open. This is, once again, day 1 of 3 here at the Caledonia Fairgrounds. Leo's onto his final obstacle. Feeling it out a little bit. Gets his right hand on. And his left cannot quite hang on. He looks to be alright. Good for Leo. Our 8th competitor in this division is Reese Fel. Reese makes his way from the first platform to the second platform on the rope swing. And he gets there. Grabs a hold of the wooden board. Makes his way down. Gains some momentum and cannot quite get to that second board. Picks it up at the rings. Swings. And he gets there. Love to see that. Grabs hold of the second one. Then just has to swing up to the zip line. Gets there. Hangs on. Makes his way down to the net. Hooks his feet under and hangs on. Moves his way to the pipe. And he will go onto the next one. He is onto the swinging hooks. Cannot quite hold on there. Completely fine as he moves along to the hanging bars.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. We did a tactical commentator switch, and you got Jordan on the mic right now. And my mic is peaking. Matt hasn't been looking at that. That's bad. Okay. What? Oh, okay. Do you have a multi-view? Okay, we got this fella, and he's doing the pegs now. Oh, little struggle there, but it's okay. Salvageable. One last move to go, folks. Ooh. That is unfortunate. A little bit upset there, but that's normal. Very natural. Ah. Sorry, everybody. Your commentator is back with a list of names now. Too easy on the slide. Ooh, leg almost touched the ground, but I think he's okay. Cleanly over these little hurdle things. And now he's onto the PVC roller, folks. Very scary for the ankles, but he's got it down pat. No sweat at all. Oh, missed the first ring. Unfortunate. He's got what looks like fish hooks traveling along the bar. And now he's going to try to reach the pegs. The pegs are famously difficult, very hard on the forearms. So I wish him the best. Clean transition onto the pegs. No issue at all. Oh. It's a very precise movement here. You can waste a lot of energy in your arms pulling yourself up. But he looks pretty solid. Let's be honest, folks. Who are we kidding? That was scary, but we're okay. It was an excellent job, excellent performance. Okay, coming up next. This last fella of the intermediate division, Gavin Thor. Let's hope he lives up to his godly name, folks. I think he will. Talking to the audience, Matt. Matt, be quiet. Sorry, my technical producer is making a fool of himself live on air, but it's okay. We will recover. We're getting ready to watch Gavin run through this course lightning fast. Lightning fast. You get it? Lightning fast. We have fun here. We have fun here. No big deal. Okay, I think we're just waiting. A little bit of deliberation from the coaches and the staff. But he is ready to go. Rearing. No? 10 concurrent viewers. I got a question for you, 10 concurrent viewers. Don't you also want to turn on this jungle gym over here? I'm fiending to go. I got very jealous sitting here in the commentator booth. Looks like great fun. Okay, Gavin is off to the races. And he is climbing that fireman pole. He's swinging the crazy style. Oh, what a save. Sorry. No comments. That's okay. He is on the rings. Now he has to grab the banana. That one looks like a tough hold, I'm not going to lie. Oh, but he sticks it. No problem. Slides down to the cargo nets. Legs dangling. Legs are dangling. Hopefully he doesn't touch the mat. There we go. Lovely, folks. Lovely. A little bit of coaching, a little bit of chalking up. Can't blame him. On the PVC roller. Nightmare for the ankles, that one. Okay. My switcher seems to be neglecting his duties, but I got it. Oh! Sorry for screaming. That was extremely tense. I always get scared in that one, I can't lie to you. Now he's got his fish hooks, and he's scaling the bar. And I believe after this long endurance test, he moves on to the pegs. Thank you, Matt. This has got to be rough on the forearms. He's traveling very long distances, constant movement. His grip strength is being tested to the max. Let's see if he can cleanly transition to the pegs, though. I believe. Oh, it's tough. That gets most everyone. Clean, quick little reset. And now he must. Ooh, nice. Here's the trickiest part, in my opinion, of the entire course. He has to remove and reinsert the pegs onto the pegboard in order to advance. This is a very precise, finite movement, and it's easy to waste a lot of grip strength and endurance setting up. But it looks like he's doing it pretty lightning fast. No issue at all. Oh, looks like he missed that little jump there. And he might not be awarded the point. His coach is telling him to slow down. I'm going to have to agree. I'm nowhere near the expertise of the coach, but I have to say, gotta let your grip strength recover. I can't see the clock, but it feels like he's got 20-ish seconds. Shake it out. Oh, it's okay. That is a DNF, but he did great, folks. Okay, I think now we're going to move on to our champion division. 9U Opium Champion Runner 1. Starting with Dylan Chang. In about 10 minutes. I'll see you then. Charlie Benz saw your comment. It's just because the champion division has not started yet. We have about maybe 5 minutes to go, and the audio will cut back in soon. Yeah, we'll see you then.
And we are back with the 9U Championship Open here. Our first competitor is off and running. This is Dylan Chang. Dylan makes his way through the ropes. Again, this is our final competition here, final group, if you will, on this rig. We have 10 competitors in the champions division. And Dylan makes that look easy, jumping from one wood plank to the other. Now he has to change his hands here to get onto the other side. He does just that. Now he's going to make a nice clean transfer from the pole here over to the rings. Well done by Dylan. Getting momentum. He just wants to reach out and grab that one. He doesn't have to jump to that one. He just kind of reach out and grab it. And he does just that. Onto the rope. You got to perfectly under. Onto the second platform. Over to the pipe. Going to shimmy his way across. Very interested to see how he maneuvers the rings here. Cannot quite hang on. Unfortunate for Dylan there, but he keeps it going here. He's onto the fish hook, I'd call it. Swings that right arm up and on. Turning his left hand over, and then his right. Now he is going to be facing the wrong direction here, so he's going to have to kind of flip himself around here. He just misses that. He's going to start back at the pegs. Pegs are not an easy one as they really challenge and test your endurance, your upper body strength. And he is onto the platform, onto the final obstacle here. Arguably the hardest obstacle. He's got one hand, and he's got both hands onto the bar. Shimmies a little bit over. Makes it over the first barricade. Up to the second, over the second, and he cannot quite hang on. Valiant effort there from Dylan. And that is our first competitor completed. Back at the start, we have our next competitor up. This is Meyers. And here goes Mayer. The champions level really is that next step above. They seem to make everything just look that much easier. He's onto the wooden blocks here. Gains a little momentum and jumps across, making it look flawlessly. We have yet to see a flawless run on this course